I'll wait because they can't hear me yet. I will wait. They can't hear me yet. I'm going to lower this a little bit. It was an incredibly big mess. So big, non-sponsored, I had to pull out this. There was a mysterious brownish red stain across this. And look at how, well, she just put this on there. Look at how clean all of this is. That's because Athena, I assume it was Athena, because she's the one, like, dude, I got on this. When I was finally done getting set up, she wakes up from whatever she was napping. Look at all this mess. I just cleaned all this. She's already, mind you, they all got flea meds this week. I dosed all of them. All of them. They got a dose. They all got a dose. And as soon as I sat down and I was getting comfortable, she just starts wailing at me, and she won't leave me be now. Like, Athena. Yes, baby. Mama, see, if I stick you, you won't sit in the shirt, will you? You probably won't. This is all just scabs, kid. Yes, I see you. I see you, my anxiety princess. I see you. Did you see your edit? My edit? What edit? I don't have an edit. Where is it? Oh, hold on. There we go. That's more. That's why. Okay. But yes, it was so bad. Also, guys, I will say this. I have slept on Scrub Daddy for so long. I have slept on this product for so long. And the reason why I pulled this out is because there was a mysterious stain on my sink for years. For years. No matter what I did, it would not come out. I would use the, like, what else did I have over here that I was using until a second ago? Oh, it's right over here. So this is my go-to cleaner. This is my go-to cleaner, the Lysol. If you guys can get this, it smells phenomenal. It's in the citrus sparkle zest. This one, the hydrogen peroxide, I use that because I'm allergic to bleach, right? I'm allergic to bleach, so I don't use anything that's got chlorine in it unless I absolutely... So you did an edit in Discord when? I did not see this, man. Well, we'll have to all look together in a second, I guess. Whatchamacalls it, though. And so, girl. Like, she been doing better, but shit. Hey, babe. Can you bring me the boar brush? Yep, Orion. Now he's gonna have 100 pounds on you. Oh, I am turning 38 this year, and my favorite flower is the hydrangea, followed closely by the lilac, and then the peony. Those are my flowers of choice. You can be allergic to bleach. You can be allergic to your own sweat, but I am. So allergies to chlorine come from overexposure. And my mother, they called her Connie Clorox. Her name was Marion. That is, they created a nickname for how much she loved bleach. My mother's idea of a good Saturday morning was pretty much pouring a quarter of bleach into, you know those big buckets you guys get from Home Depot? The big ones that are like for paint? My mother would take those, she'd fill it up with like a quarter bottle of the big Clorox, thank you, babe, with a big a quarter of the Clorox bottles, right? She would fill it up, okay? And then she'd fill the rest with hot water. And fun fact, I found this out later. And then Mr. Clean, did you guys know that you mix anything? Hi, everybody, by the way. Did you see the strawberry moon? So it was a pumpkin moon here. And let me tell you something. It was, I could not get it on camera, but I at first thought one of my neighbors had put an orange like light out on their front lawn, and then I realized it was the moon because it was pretty hanging low at the time. But it was insane. But anyways, don't distract me. And so my mother would mix it with, if you mix Fabuloso, Mr. Clean, Pine Sol, or anything but with Bleach, did you know it is just as bad as mixing it with ammonia? I had no idea. Because we've been doing it for years. I have been doing it my whole life. My mother would put in bleach, and then she would follow it up with a little bit of Mr. Clean or Pine Sol, depending. Well, fun fact, it creates a still mustard gas. So if you're doing it, don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. Don't do that. Is that why it was like that? You know, my husband mentioned that, the Sahara sand, and I was like, how the fuck would it reach us? Apparently, it did. Thank you for clarifying that, guys, because I had no idea. I had no idea. I'm trying to get all this scabbery off of her. She's literally my only cat like this. Even Calliope and Penny are not this bad, but Athena, she just tears herself apart. I'm just so glad it's finally going away. I went out and I sprayed peppermint oil all over. Because guys, if you've been following me on Discord the once in a while that I post on there, you'll know that it was a very upsetting thing. There was a Lone Star tick in my house. A Lone Star tick. It was on Umizoomi. It was on Umizoomi. And I had a meltdown. Spent money we definitely didn't have on anti-tick yard stuff and peppermint oil. And then I went out. And now if you don't understand why it's such a big deal, because I've had ticks in the house before. I've had it before. Is it pleasant? No. But it's not the end of the world. Deer ticks, dog ticks, no problem. A Lone Star tick can make you allergic to all mammalian proteins for 6 months, up to 35 years. Now, if it doesn't sound still too bad to you, I want you to realize that means milk, butter, cheese, powdered anything that is dairy. I am not for the meatless. I am about that meat. Go ahead and clip that, Choco. I am about that meat. And let me tell you something. I saw that because I originally, I would not have noticed. Okay, here's the crazy part, right? So I've had Umi for a while now, maybe about 2 weeks? Would you say it's about 2 weeks, Matthew? For Umi. But it's about 2 weeks. Okay. So instant vegan. No, I will say this, you can have fish and you can have poultry. But you can't have anything mammalian. So no beef, no pork, no milk, no cheese, no buttermilk, any of that. Exactly. I am no. You can have eggs, but no steak. I don't even know what the tofu version of steak is, but I'm not into it. Anyways, so... And also, any red bird, so the problem is like duck and emu, because it's closer to, you sometimes can't have that either. It's crazy. But anyways, so I walked over. It was at night. Starman had taken care of the cats that evening. We have a whole routine. And I was like, Umi was getting like really hungry. Really hungry. And I was like, did you not feed her? He's like, I fed her. And I walk over. What if you milk a chicken? I wonder if I could use like a platypus milk. Would that work? Anyways, you miss steak? Why can't you have steak? If you're all wondering what I'm doing, I have a boar brush and I use this on any of the cats that have like skin problems. I clean it, of course. No milk soaked liver, not today. But anyways, so I go over to her. And I'm like, what are you doing, Umi? And as I felt up her sides, and turn this way, baby, so I can demonstrate. On this side, I felt a scab. Now, the thing is, Umi doesn't bite herself. She's not one of those kind of cats. And she didn't have any other major bites on that side of her to demonstrate a scab of that size, because it was sticking up about that far and is about that thin. So it was like a little spike of scab, or so I thought. And I was like, let me check this. And I moved the fur. And when I moved the fur, I noticed the scab was rounded and had legs. And when I saw that, I went, oh God. And I said to Starman, I was like, get up. He's like, why? I said, Umi's got a tick. Now, the fun fact is, guys, in order to get a tick off, do you know one of the simplest ways to get them off? Is this. So any thick ointment, preferably Vaseline, but any thick ointment that would coat them works. Hi, Moon. Hi, everyone. And you DM me the goods. All right, I will look at that in a minute. So I didn't have any Vaseline. We looked around. We didn't have it. And I didn't want to put any of the Vicks on her because that's, too much. So I said, okay. So I put this on her and I grabbed the tweezers and I yanked. And Umi was not pleased. Nobody is. When you yank out a tick, it hurts. And I'm pulling. And we got it on the paper towels. And I looked at it. And square in the center of the fucking tick was a white dot. Only the Lone Star tick has a white dot. Only. And why is it? That's how you identify it. Here's the thing. I have lived here since 2019. I have had ticks come into my yard and on my animals before. I have never once witnessed a Lone Star tick. I found out that's because it has to be extremely. Vicks is toxic to kitties, yes. So would alcohol wipes work, Star Mom? Alcohol wipes will work for the actual wound. They do not work for the tick itself. You have to suffocate it. So yes, it will dry it out somewhat, but the reason why you do that is when you cover the tick, so ticks can breathe throughout their body. That's how they're able to survive. They can breathe through their legs, they can breathe through their back, their butt, whatever. So when the female attaches to you, it is putting its head in your skin. And it attaches with a barbed hook. So that's why they're so difficult to pull out. Because if they have that barbed hook in you, they're essentially stuck. All right? So what you have to do is convince them to release the barb. And when I observed this tick was flat as fuck and not very big. So this was the good part. The bad part is because it was flat as fuck and not very big, that means that it attached at my house. That is the only way it can attach. It has to be somewhere here. And the only way this could have happened, I will find him in a minute, but as you see, one of his least favorite people is up here and she is getting a bit of a treatment. Butt breathing. I know, right, Linda? And so, fun fact, peppermint oil is really, really good, but we figured it out. We figured out how this happened. Okay? So the dogs have, while not very effective, they have some cheap flea and tick medication on them right now. So what we hypothesize is that Orion, while I was at work and Starman was not, Starman was home, Orion must have gone through the deep brush in their yard, come in, jumped into the bedroom and shaken himself off, which he fairly often does. He likes to go and sit on our bed. 1, because it's incredibly comfortable. 2, because he likes looking at the kittens. Okay? So, What I hypothesize is Orion ran into our bedroom, shook himself off, and the tick was not able to attach because, one, Orion didn't smell appetizing. The flea medications that we get, which a lot of folks don't like, but I am absolutely for, it literally makes your animal unappetizing smelling to these insects. So they don't even want to bite your animal. When they do bite your animal, it's deadly, which we like. But I digress. So we know that this tick was already not a fan of sitting on Orion. And what must have happened is he ran in, shook himself, the tick flew through the air and landed in Umi's crate. Lone Star ticks, fun fact, are one of the only active hunting ticks. It's not like others where they will sit and wait. No. Lone Stars will actively seek out prey. They will search. So, and they're one of the fastest moving ticks. Why is your boy catching strays? Because your boy is the only one that goes in the dense brush. As a matter of fact, the dogs don't like going out at all right now. They don't like going out at all right now. Ever since the temperature hit like humid levels, the dogs have been fighting us going out. And then when I was out there the other day spraying everything, guess what I found? A gigantic snake shed. Huge. Easily this much around. And I would say I did not pick it up because obviously the dogs poop back there. I don't know if they have gotten poop on it, but I would say easily. Wow, why is my finger twitching? I don't know if you see that. That's not me doing that, guys. That's my hand doing that all on its own. Yay. I love having a twitch. Anyways, so on top of that, I now know that there is what I hope is a rat snake that recently shed back there. So I'm just having a great day. But I will say there has not been another tick since at the moment. Everybody got their flea meds, and what I need to do, what I'm hoping to do, is just bite the bullet at the end of this month and buy the expensive stuff. That's my hope. My hope is to buy the really expensive stuff. So I want to try and get the Bravecto for the dogs and the Revolution for the cats. The problem is, like I said, I need 17 doses. And so it's been trying to plot out everything. I will also note, because I know you guys are going to ask, to those who have already given me child support, thank you. And I've already recorded some stuff for it. If the wasps now, it was a wasp now, the Lone Star, I know. See, the Lone Star is always one of my biggest fears. The wasps have not, you know what, I'm not even going to say it. I have purposely not said a word about it. I'm not going to start now. But either way. So that is what is going on. There's a bunch of things I want to discuss today. I mean, Athena, you can stay on here right now because mommy's hand is numb. But they have sent me things, so I have to look them up, okay? I have been sent things. Don't switch. Let's see. No, you stay there, ma'am. You stay there. Okay, so this... Oh, no. Enjoy the chaos. The wasps love your body oil. It's a beautiful body oil. I don't know if I can use that one because I've never used argan oil. I don't know if it's going to interrupt my skin, but yes, Pluribus sent me a Burt's Bees body oil, and I am tentatively waiting to use it when I have less issues with heat. And I appreciate that. You guys sent me a bunch of things that I greatly appreciate. But I'm not going to tell you what they are. You have to wait. I'm waiting till there's a couple more packages because I don't know what anyone's sending. I'm waiting for any packages. Because some folks insinuated they were sending more. But Choco. No, it was sent to the other name. It was sent to the other name, but the other, I got a couple of packages because Linda sent me something. Linda sent me 2 somethings, which were very helpful, by the way. Thank you, Linda. And you sent me something. You sent me the oil. And I'm wondering if it was just Pluribus. What I think it was is that it was just the in between. For once, I am also experiencing an animal struggle. Oh no. It might have been Pluribus. Was it from one of the lists? Did it show you the other ones? Because I don't know how the lists honestly work. I have no idea how any of this works. I was just trying my damnedest to just make the animal one show. So I don't know what else shows. I don't know. And like I said, sometimes what I do is I go ADHD. And here's what I do. Here's what I do. You ready for how dumb I am? I'll sit there and I'll be like, I don't doom scroll social media. What I do doom scroll is Amazon. And what I do is I'm like, I'll type in a hot button, right? Pluribus, I'll be like, I know I want Burt's Bees something, right? But I don't want to forget about all the other items I saw that I might want or might want to look into. And rather than taking the time while I'm doom scrolling to research it, say anything like that, what I do instead is I will just mass add things to the list, which is why, like, when everyone's like, so I believe it was Jade, someone asked me about paying into stuff on Amazon, and they were talking about the chicken coops. And there's like 7 chicken coops on there. That was what I was talking about. Like, I'll just mass add a bunch of stuff purely because I don't want to forget. But right now, we're going to screen share in a second. I'm going to see whatever the heck Chaco sent me.
Oh my God, Linda.
Hold on. Okay, so now I know exactly what it is. So hold on. Let's screen share. Window. Discord. Share. I turned off the music so we can hear it. He refuses to move. RIP to your lap. Someone's texting me. All right, let's see. I did not rewatch the stream, so I am about to hear how nuts I sounded, and also I can hear how low the music is, because if it didn't sound like there was any music playing, and if it doesn't sound like music's playing, I'm gonna have to, up the music.
Oh my God, Linda.
Oh no, there is. Okay.
Linda! It's about damn time. You can't be throwing that at me.
What the?
Stop, Leno!
You snotty little bastard.
Oh my God! Tony just donated $100 too.
Genius billionaire playboy philanthropist.
I swear.
What the fuck? If you're saying anything, I can't read it right now.
God, if I turn around and there's another, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this stream.
Challenge accepted.
Dude, honey, thank you, baby. You guys broke me.
What the hell?
Oh my God, nay! I'm gonna kick your sorry ass!
And I did, in fact, see Ray later, and I did, in fact, slap him.
I appreciate you all greatly, more than you know.
And Joseph and all of his carpenter friends.
What does that actually mean? Bro, what the fuck?
How? Give me your money.
Chaco, you you fucking bitch. Wow, you had to add in that bit, didn't you? Oh no. Such a violent person. I know. Chaco, you never got me the mother screaming at me. Yes, that is true. You promised. You promised people. I wish that was the day Linda sent only $100, Mitchell. She sent something to the tune of like 400 or 500. She was a majority of the donations that day. Majority of the donation. I don't even know, because that is not all the donations right there. This Choco didn't add in hers. Gives me bad ideas. It gives you no ideas. Where your bad ideas can go is the pet fun list. If you have bad ideas, listen, child support is always welcome. Always welcome. There's plenty of food and treats and toys. You can go hog wild. That will always help me. What? I take no responsibility. Yes. Wish you could check the donations. There's no live chat for that kid. There's no live chat. All live chat should be preserved. Hold on. You should be able to see it. Hold on. That's got me. That's got me checking my own channel. Give me a second. Live. This one. Oh. Oh. That's a little silly. Oh, there you go. The creator studio. I can't see what anybody's saying right now, so don't mind me. I'm gonna see if I can fix that, because I like keeping the live chat. Let me go. Content. Let's see. Live. The 27th. Edit. Public. Audience. Let's see. Show more. Read also content. Allow. No. Sunday. Allow. This one doesn't it allow the live chat to remain? It doesn't allow that. Fun. I don't know if you can hear her purring, guys, but she is like a storm, a little motorboat right now. Since when isn't it preserved? If we save this, that's the video details. Let's just go to content. Sensible channel. Thank you. Settings. Moderation. Created on language. Oh, go to the categories. Yes, settings. There was a thing where you could preserve live chat. We got small languages only. I'll experiment with this. 320, 330. This is annoying. I distinctly remember that we used to be able to preserve live chat. Can you hear me? It shouldn't be muffled at all. You guys can hear me, right? Because I was muttering. It might seem why I was muffled. I'm muffled. Switch microphones for a minute. Yeah, she's never gonna let me draw. Like she is straight up taking root on me. Yeah. Yes. Let me see. You are heard, but not entirely clear. I was mumbling. I was mumbling a lot. Do I sound clear now? Jasmine! Jasmine was showing me very evil temperatures outside of her state. I was not pleased. I was personally victimized by the state of Arizona. Personally victimized. Can you please lay in my shirt? I'd be happy to cuddle you. Only a little better? Hold on. Come here. No. Come here. Yeah, look. You can be held and cuddled and loved. You know. I'm experimenting with my shirt with her right now, guys. I'm trying. I'm trying to get her to compromise with me. That way I can try to draw a little bit higher. And she is conquering the whole area. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come up. Not move. Damn it. So with Calliope, I can do this, right? Calliope will take the shirt, but she just wants to cuddle that badly. Athena wants the cuddles that badly. She wants them on her terms. This is the problem that I face. So, Tina, I wish you could do what they want. She's not just This is not what they wanted. This is not what they asked for. It's not what they come for. You are sweet and adorable, and you purr like a kid. This is not what the people want. It is not. You are not what they want. There is nowhere to stick you. Nowhere. Problem is, I can't block off the bedroom because Penny has taken root in the bedroom. Okay? Penny has taken root in there, and I cannot risk her not being able to run out, go to the bathroom, and take a drink. So I can't block her off in the bedroom. Can't block her off in the bathroom. Just hold on. Let me show you guys. Actually, you might be able to hear it. That's her. It's all her. Here, can you move up here in the corner? Can you sit up here? Nope. Stay over there. No, no. Is that a good spot? Can we compromise with that? You let me do it before. What the hell is on my shirt? Is that your drool, ma'am? Fuck. Here, just you're drooling on me. You're gross. I hope it's drool. What the hell? What is all this stuff? It smells gross. You're over here drooling on me. And ma'am, I'm trying to get shit done. I got a stream to run here, ma'am. That's Sound and Plan Take Over the World, for real. Well, apparently there's an anime coming out that is on that theme. My husband wants us to see it. See, I really want to light this damn candle. She's also making that difficult. I'm afraid her bitten up ass is gonna light herself on fire. Can I light this one? That should work. This one's got a higher edge. She's more attuned to flame, I guess. I don't know how or why. I'll at least spray myself with my... She smelled funny. There we go. She said, I'm running this stream, bitch. Right? If you haven't already, guys, Reed Street has come out with body sprays. They're not super big, but they are super cute, and they smell so good. Just saying. Putting that out there. Oh, gosh. So, there's a lot going on this week, kids. Isn't there? Isn't there? We have been seeing a lot going on in the news, in the world. First, did anyone see my collaboration? I told you guys I was working on something special. Did any of you go and support the Body Honesty Project? If you haven't, I would love for you to make sure to go. I have it in a post on my posts on YouTube. Make sure to go watch it, like it, comment, give some interactions to it. Lydia made sure. Oh, Hassan, yes, I know. For sure with Hassan. Hasanabi. Just, you were busy? Well, you're not busy right now. You're not busy tonight, so make sure. Mother, my brain doesn't work today. Make it work. I will. I watched a video with Lydia. It was good. And there's supposedly a second one coming out because we recorded a lot longer than that. Also, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love recording with Lydia. I really, really do. Lydia is very sweet. So it's really funny when she gets catty. It's really fun when she really doesn't like somebody. LA is still on fire. Protests are being run over. I'm sorry, but this is where I may sound out of character, or maybe it's just not something I talk about. I don't care. Vroom, vroom, bitch. Anytime somebody decides that they're going to compete with 2 tons of steel on wheels, I'm sorry, but you're a Body Honesty Project. That's her name, Lydia. Anytime you think you can compete with a car and you demand, like there was a video, these 2 white people, these 2 like just stereotypical liberals, there was this black woman and she was saying, I need to get my kids somewhere, you need to move. And they were telling her, oh, because you want to go to work. Yes, because unlike you, who is being funded by George Soros and by apparently the heiress of Walmart, we have to earn our money. We have integrity and we have places to be. And I can tell you right now, if anyone gives me the opportunity, well, I shouldn't say opportunity, if anyone gives me the ultimatum of being late and putting my entire staff at the restaurants in a bad position so they can have their ideological protest, or I can just drive through, I'm driving through. Because there was a girl who was agreeing with them and they scared her so much they made her leave her car. There's no insurance for shit like that. There's no insurance for damage like that. And I can tell you right now, I'm poor enough. Yes, I 100% value my car more than you. Because without my car, I can't go to work. Without my car, I can't bring my animals to the vet. Without my car, I can't do what needs to get done. So hell yes, if it's a choice between you or my car, 100% I'm valuing the car. Because yes, we are all dealing with fatigue. Absolutely. I am so fatigued with everyone giving me platitudes and worrying about I don't give a flying fuck. Is that unchristian of me? Sure. But I am so tired of being preached to and told about the plight of this, that, and the other, and how I, in my place of privilege, you know, my place of privilege feels awful lot like poor. My place of privilege feels an awful lot like sacrifice and hard work. You know where my place of privilege was the other day? The AC at both jobs was broken, and we were doing a benefit for a family who was so sick, the man nearly died. He had like 6 different illnesses. So you know what I did? Because we had no dishwasher and we had a full house, my ass went in the back with no AC, 98% humidity in the restaurant, and I washed all the dishes with hot water when it was 90 degrees out. And no food, by the way. I hadn't eaten. But I did it. Washed the dishes all the way until almost 4 o'clock. No, more like 4:30. Then I had to go and continue on my way to my next job. Had to go to the other restaurant. And by the way, on the way to it, I was late because some kids broke down and I helped them push the car. Well, I attempted to help them. I wasn't really much of help. So I was late going to work. I would love to actually benefit from the privilege. Yeah, I know. I would love this benefit. This generational wealth, this privilege. Somebody, yes, I have leftist fatigue. Absolutely. Natanya, spot on, darling. Spot. Jesus, my foot is still on the gas. Yes, honey. We love that, Pluribus. Because I am at the point where I just don't care. I just don't care. If you are sitting there and you're finding the ability to march in the streets, my favorite part of it was everyone saying, well, Trump threw himself a military parade. Bitch. All around the country, there was military parades for the Army. Okay? Every time that it's the Army's anniversary, especially when it's a rounded number, they do something. I know because, newsflash, my dad is an Army veteran. And even when I was growing up in Rhode Island, they would do demonstrations in Rhode Island. I know because my mother loved that my dad was in the military. Oh, she was a nut for a man in uniform. How should and it's hi, hi, he for the field artillery as the army goes rolling along. I knew that for years, okay? The Army has its own theme song if you guys don't know. If you're unaware. And they play it on its birthday. And this was not just any old birthday. This was the 250th. That's kind of a big deal. That's a nice round number. It's not the 213th or some shit like that. It's a very round, pretty number. Here I am living my life anyway. Right. When I went on his social media, I didn't see one post about Trump saying, it's my birthday today. I didn't think it was true. I thought people were lying. And then the greatest thing, though, was when it was a No King's Day protest. And then Trump posts afterwards, oh, I was really worried. You guys were all protesting against kings. I got really scared. Turns out I'm still the president. There is no king. Thanks, everybody. That was beautiful. Good troll. No, because I'm still thinking about a cop I drove by one day on the way to school. Let me tell you something. There are times that I see pictures of cops and I just go, whatever it is, I'm guilty and I'm sorry. And I was very bad. Just whatever you need to do, officer. Whatever you need to do. I'm sorry. I definitely did it. I need to be punished. Well, all I know is that his son shared it, Emo. Because everyone doesn't know whether or not it's real or not. But I know that there was a screenshot shared by Donald Trump Jr. Oh, yeah, that's something I'm going to get to because there's a lot. When I tell you guys, there's a lot I got to show you today. There's a lot I got to show you today. It's a lot of videos, a lot of interesting things. Because, again, what I really keep hearing from people is, oh, well, Trump's deporting families. Trump's separating families. Now, all of you, most of you in my chat are Americans, but some of you are not. I want you to think really hard. If you today committed a crime in your country, or if you're a fellow American, your state, something illegal, something jail-worthy, if you have kids, there's something to be like, oh gosh, you know what? We are so sorry. We didn't think about that. We didn't realize you had kids. You don't have to get in trouble. No jail for you. We are not separating you. Is that what happens? Because I'm pretty sure the foster care system has something to say about all that. In America, if you commit a crime and you've got kids and you have nobody to watch your kids, do you know what happens to your kids? They go into the system and you go to jail. They split families up all the fucking time. And don't sit there and tell me, well, they're deporting kids. They're deporting legal American citizens, yes, because their legal guardians are illegal. And the parents are actively choosing to not leave these children with legal citizens that they know in this country. They're taking their kids with them. They're not opting to sign their children, which I'm not necessarily upset about, but I'm saying, don't tell me that this is them just purposely deporting these American citizens. They have the option to put these children in a foster home or to find a legal citizen in their family that can have these children. They are choosing not to. They are actively choosing to take their children home with them. And again, well, the biggest thing for me is this is stolen land. No, the fuck it's not. Because if you're going to go off that, there is not an ounce of land in this world that isn't stolen. And we're going to have to go back at the Mongols. We're going to have to go back at the Egyptians. Oh, there's a whole plethora of African tribes and countries that are going to have to be rearranged. I get a really big kick out of it, being told we're on stolen land. No one's illegal on stolen land. Cool. Then I can walk into your house and take whatever the fuck I want. If no one is illegal on stolen land, if there is no land that belongs to anyone that belongs in this country, cool. Stand on that. What do the kids say? 10 toes, stand on business. That means that you don't believe you have any private property either. That means you don't believe that anything of yours is owned, which means I have carte blanche. Take whatever the fuck I want. But the thing is, and this is facts, California California and Texas were only a part of Mexico for 25 years. And then Mexico got paid $15 million for it. Now let's play some facts here, kids. Let's play some facts, okay? So, let me look this up, right? Because I want to get the things right. I know the generalized time, but let's get this right, all right? By the way, an extinct animal was found again. The Zaglossus attenborough. It's a breed of echidna. Species of echidna. Rediscovered. It's alive. Anyways. Let's see. Let's look this up. Well, I gotta delete some stuff from the search. So that way you guys can't see certain things that I looked up. Okay, so year, Texas and California were sold to USA. Okay? So what year did this happen? Not interested. Not interested. 1845. Okay, Google. By today's standards, how much is 15 million from 1845 worth today?
To determine the worth of $15 million from 1845 in today's standards, as of 2025, we need to account for inflation. According to inflation calculators, $15 million in 1845 is equivalent in purchasing power to approximately $634,470,394.74 in 2025. This means that what $15 million could buy in 1845 would require over $634 million today to purchase the same goods and services.
600 million. $600 million is the equivalent of what Mexico got. $600 million. That is not stolen land. That's bought and paid for. And if you don't believe that purchasing something with an agreement is accurate, then I want to see everything in your house because I'm about to go shopping. Okay? I had someone lay that on me because you know that bitch that went out into the Dodgers game and sung Spanish for the national anthem? And she thought she really did fucking something? Bitch. Let me tell you something. You were paid to do a fucking job. You were not paid for your personality. You were not paid for your opinion. You were paid to sing. Nothing else. And it is on camera because she recorded it. She was explicitly told not to sing in Spanish. And she said, okay. And then proceeded to do it anyway. And I'm supposed to clap like she did something amazing? I hope they sue her. Because I don't want to hear the Japanese national anthem in English rather. What the fuck? I don't want to hear the Mexican national anthem in English. I want to hear it in their native languages. That's it. That's it. Oh, Busy Buzzy. What the fuck was her name? Hold on. It's in my searches. Baby Neza. I'm not gonna go because it's probably whatchamacallit, copyrighted. But yeah, Baby Neza. Go look it up. It's certainly something. It is certainly something. I don't want any of the Japanese national anthem. Shut up! I was having a moment. Jose, as you can see, the wall in front of me. Oh, yeah. But I get a really big kick out of that when you sit there and you tell me. You seem very passionate today, Starson. Because this has been building all week. Also, I made sure I was passionate before I got on. Because I was watching a Nux video before I got on. Baby Nez, it's baby, like the word baby, and then Nezza. Look her up. She makes this whole video about it. Like she should be proud of herself or something. And why I'm passionate about this, and I do appreciate you pointing that out, Moon, because I should say why. Because I am the product of immigrants. I am the product of people who are persecuted. I am the product of people who came here for a better life. But when my people came to this country over 150 years ago, they came here to be Americans. Do you know why? And I think I've already stated this on here, but I'll say it again. Do you know why most American Italians don't speak Italian? Because the older generation did not want their children to be othered. They wanted them to assimilate. They were not just going to be American Italians. They were American. So my family does not know Italian. Even though all the parents, the great-grandparents, came from Italy. All my grandparents' parents were immigrants. Legal immigrants. They spent months at sea. They crossed the border legally. Follow. I will download Kick again. I'll do that for you, bud. If you guys are wondering, talking to somebody on Kick. I don't know if it's a bot or not, but sure thing, babe. Not a problem. Somebody remind me so I don't forget, because I never go on Kick. They didn't speak Italian. They just do the whole lot of the talking. Right. We do the whole, like we do that part. Athena, you are making this so difficult. I can't even fucking draw. Anyways. I think I might have been the product of adultery. I mean, it's all right. We still love you. But it's a matter of, I don't condemn an immigrant of any kind. I love Starson Rants. You guys always come for the Starson Rants. What I have a problem with is people who disrespect. And wow, Athena, there's just no room for me on this camera at all. Here's what I will tell you. My biggest problem with it is that when you come to a place and you say, this place sucks, and this place is terrible, and it needs to change. Okay, fine, we'll put you back to the place that you claim loyalty to. How dare you send me back there? Make up your fucking mind. Right, Emo? Exactly. You need to make up your fucking mind. You're out here flying a flag for a country, claiming, allegiance to this country, but you won't go back to it. And my thing is, where's all this boldness against the cartels? Because all of these people who are literally bombing and attacking downtown LA, these people screaming how they hate the dictator. Okay, let's first say, where are all these people? Where are all these people in, let me see. I want to get the names right. I do not, I think it's Culiacan. Culiacan is one of them. You know what? I should go on here because I can see it better. There's my Instagram. There it is. So I have a bunch of stories. I got a bunch of stories on my Instagram that I think you guys will love. Give me a moment to go over there. So I went through some funny ones, and now I got to go through the real ones. see post. So hold on, we're gonna screen share. Hold on. I warn your ears. This is going to get very loud. Okay?
Liberal tears. Just wait for it, just wait for it.
Now, do you know why we're listening to this right now? I want you all to observe this, okay? This is a trend going on TikTok right now of people that are reacting to the sound of a little girl screaming for her mother to not be deported. Get ready. Get ready.
I'm sorry.
If you can hear a child saying, "Mom, don't leave me," while ICE takes them away and you still think it's okay, you are not a good person. You are not Christian.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
You said
This is where it came from.
It's from a fucking TV show. It's not real. It's not real. It's an actress.
Like,
it's not real. It's from a movie. It's not real. You've got thousands of people crying online for something that's not real. You can't write this shit. I can't make it up. The motherfucker isn't real. This is why we don't just...
you guys just look stupid. Like, you look so stupid.
You look masastonada. Like, you look so fucking stupid.
Please. I can't with you anymore. I can't. Keep crying about it, I guess. Keep tagging me in y'all's videos. I don't care. Keep crying about it.
For real.
Love y'all. God bless.
So, all right, that was one of them. Okay. That's just painful. See, right here. Huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters. Just I was very concerned the king was trying to take my place, but thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great. Whether or not it's true, it's a great troll post. Let me see. This. Children, you are going to want to pack up for this one. You are going to want, especially with what's going on with that person that murdered the Minnesota state representative, the lawmaker that, if you guys weren't aware, because I found this out and I saw her giving the speech, this lawmaker had recently voted against the Democratic Party in Minnesota because they were voting to keep health insurance free for illegal immigrants. And she was the deciding vote, and she voted against it. She decided against it, and now she's dead. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? She voted in what would be arguably positive for Republicans and absolutely siding with the MAGA. But they're claiming that the person that killed her, a person who was appointed by Tim Walz, but suddenly no connection. I'm not going to get too much into it because there's a lot of conflicting information and it's very confusing. And the guy that they caught, it's all very circumstantial. But I digress. The reason why I bring that up is because I want you all to listen to this, because this is incredible. And I've got, as you see right up here, I got a lot more shit to show you kids. I very purposely shared them today so we could all observe this together.
You're tracking actually had an internal memo that was released that stated that the government of China considered you a prime target for influence operations. I'm letting you know that now because
she's talking to Tim Walz, by the way, the man who was supposed to be our vice president if Kamala had won. Okay, think about this. This man that she is talking to was almost our vice president. Okay, to my fellow Americans, keep that in mind.
I do believe that you should be made aware of, if you are not already, that you are working with and going to be speaking at an organization and rally that not is just funded by Christy Walton, the heiress of Walmart, but also has...
Yeah, by the way, all the No Kings protests were funded by the heiress to Walmart and George Soros. And George Soros is actually under investigation right now. So, like, let me tell you something, guys. If you watch a lot of these No Kings protests, whoo! It's awfully weird. Let me tell you something. No, you stay there, ma'am. You stay there.
Has ties to the Chinese Progressive Association, largely funding it, that actually brags on their website that they are pro-Maoist.
Remember Mao Zedong? Mao Zedong, who killed millions of his own people. Remember him? So much for the chat and draw. Well, listen, you can blame Athena for that one.
Funded by the National Endowment for Democracy. I know there's a lot of people on this committee that don't like billionaires interfering in politics, but say nothing when George Soros gets over $260 million from USAID through the last administration that's then funneled into some of these nonprofits and organizations.
And this has been proven. This has been proven by Doge. There's quite a few things that were funded to Soros through USAID. Is it any wonder why suddenly we have all of this unrest? All of these protests were seemingly, it's only geriatrics and older people, retirees, people who can afford the time. You notice there's not a lot of people in the working class age, mid-20s to late 40s. You don't see a lot of them out there. Isn't that weird, guys?
So I guess my question for you guys is, now that I've made you aware that these riots are not about illegals and they're not about immigrants, if they did, they would have been protesting under Barack Obama, who's also dubbed the deporter-in-chief. And frankly, I think many of you would say that Barack Obama was a good president. Are you going to say that Barack Obama wasn't a good president? Yes or no, Governor Walz? Do you think he was a good president?
Do I think Barack Obama was a
Correct.
good president? I think he did a good job.
Okay, how about you?
Because Barack Obama campaigned on the border, guys. He campaigned on the border about the issues with it. I've got videos coming up. But he deported over 3 million men, women, and children indiscriminately. They were just anyone who was illegal. Okay, start with that. That's one of the few good things he did. Okay. Not only that, but the kids in cages, that was Obama. He built those cages and then tried to pawn it off on Trump. Okay? Don't forget that. In New Hampshire, Chinese entities, yes. And the Chinese government has now really pushed for their citizens to evacuate Israel. Isn't that weird? Wonder why.
Governor Pritzker?
I think he did a good job. Yes.
Hochul?
Hochul, and yes, he did do a good job.
Okay, next. Perryman?
I think President Obama did a good job.
So then you would understand that Barack Obama had the very same policies for the most part on immigration that Republicans are parroting today, and yet you guys are sitting here saying that we're Gestapo. And what I would...
Exact same. And mind you, Obama is one of the ones claiming this. Obama and let's see, pretty much everyone. Now, on top of that, and I'll get to it, I want you guys to keep in mind that they're all arguing about taking away the opportunity from these illegal immigrants to earn money. But what kind of money are these people earning? We'll get there.
would tell you is that what happens with open borders is that the real people that are coming here, the ones that are exploited, actually it hurts people on both sides, not just Americans, but the illegals. So
the number one place for human trafficking in America is the border. People get funneled in through shock of ages. Most sanctuary cities are the top for human trafficking. And these people get taken out of these cities, and then they get crossed the border. They get sold off like cattle. It's one of the reasons why I don't believe in the sex industry at all anymore. Because the number one people that get stuck in the sex industry are people who get captured and forced into it. No, ma'am. Mamala. You need to back up. Lay down. Yes, I know. But mommy is trying to spit facts, and you're getting in her way. Okay? Here, I'll put my arm right over here. Okay? Is that good? Good.
Some of you had said here to the actual committee that you are doing what you can to assist these people. But what I would say is that your policies aren't actually done from a place of understanding and sympathy. I would say that it's actually doing the exact opposite. And when you use brown people, just like they use black people with BLM and Marxists during BLM to usher that in, when you use brown people and you put Mexican flags with them saying that you stand up for illegal immigrants, but you follow the money and it's going back to the Communist Party, what you're essentially doing is using your platform as elected officials, the trust that the American people have put in you, essentially to usher in communism. You're not actually...
I want you to think about that, because at the beginning of this video, mommy is trying to spit facts right now. Thank you. Obama, the greatest president of all time. What? How dare you? If the take it down bill is what I think it is, I have, but I'm getting there. There's a lot to talk about today, kids. Please consider our rescue, breaking the chains. I haven't heard about that, but yeah, I definitely believe it for sure, Pluribus, for sure. But whatchamacallit, here's what I will tell you guys. You have got the Communist Party of China saying that Tim Walz is prime to use for propaganda. What does that even mean? Think about that.
Actually fighting for American values. Don't roll your eyes, because it's a serious topic and that's where the money's coming from.
And he rolled
So
his
now
eyes
I'm
at
informing
her.
you, so now you guys can make your decisions, but please be informed, sir, Mr. Walz, that if you truly do uphold the American ideologies and perspectives on the Constitution, you should not be speaking at that rally. I've given you the correct information, and as of right now, I've authorized a letter to be sent to my office.
So now, the reason why she did this, really, Athena, really, you are ridiculous, cat. She has crawled over to be on top of me as much as possible. She won't sit in my shirt. I don't get it. Anyways, what she is doing this for, and the reason why is because how many times have we heard after the fact, no, don't rub the microphone, you'll turn it off. After the fact, well, I wasn't aware. Well, no one informed me. She informed them. And this is where, by the way, guys, you see videos like this. These are congressional hearings. And these are where I get a lot of the information that I talk about. Recordings of the congressional hearings, where the actual politicians are interviewed. And I have been getting arguments all week from the sheeples. You're making shit up. That didn't happen. No one said that. That is not true. No one's talked about this. There's no one even speak. Because none of them actually look deeper than what their favorite influencer has said. Whoever is just reinforcing what they believe in is the only one they're going to listen to. I'm not sitting here giving you blind opinions. I'm not sitting here just telling you what I believe in. I am showing you the factual video. Which is one of the reasons why I do enjoy watching Nux, because he doesn't just claim certain things. He will then say, I'm saying this, and then back it up with the video evidence. And the problem is that more than ever, this shit is readily available, and people still don't want to hear it.
To the President of the United States to rescind millions of dollars in funding that we know are going to the No Kings protests that were authorized and basically given under the last administration. That is what Congress is supposed to do, not point fingers, not blame people, but actually ensure that the American people are protected and not fighting for foreign interests, foreign governments, and also the communist.
Will the gentlelady yield for...
You're tracking actually had an internal memo that was released that stated that the government of China considered you a prime target for.
Athena, you're making it difficult for me to skip back and forth. So this was one of the posts that I really liked because it pointed out something ever so beautiful. Stephen A. Miller destroys LA Mayor Karen Bass, which again, of course, her name is Karen, over pro-illegal immigrant comments. Come in.
I don't think the president understands that there are entire sectors of our economy that could not function without immigrant labor.
Before I let her finish that sentence, whole sectors of our economy. What does that mean, Karen? What does that mean? That there are swaths of jobs that could be taken up by American citizens that instead we are giving to illegals? Why are we giving to illegals? Let's find out.
Labor. We have 4,000 independent businesses in the fashion district, and the fashion district, as described by the owners and operators, is a ghost town.
So what you're telling me is the fashion district relies on low-paid income and slave labor. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? That the fashion industry is so dead right now because they can't exploit people? Let's listen more. Let's find out.
I don't think the president understands that there are entire sectors of our economy.
The Los Angeles mayor says her economy is dependent on vast criminal law breaking, and federal government should ensure vast criminal law breaking continues. The administration is waging a war against our own economy. You've created a situation where your economy relies on slave labor. That doesn't mean you get to keep your slaves. It means you have to find another way, because the problem is, guys, what no one is realizing, if these folks are illegal, that means they have no legal documentation at your job, which means there is no check and balance for what you can charge them per hour. These folks can make as little as $5 an hour. And you never have to tell them when they can and cannot go home. And they have no one to go to because they don't want to leave the country. So these folks get stuck in that loophole. How many times, I can guarantee at least every one of you has seen once in your life, if you are a citizen of America and you have lived in any major city, you've seen at least one house where it's like 20 folks from one Mexican family living there. I've seen it several times living here. In the apartments back where I used to live, there was 3 apartments, and I don't even know how many people in that family were there. But I know in one apartment alone, it was at least 15 people. There was so many people, the cars would keep coming in and out. They were never registered. And I knew how to scare them off from parking in my spot because I go, Policia. Oh, suddenly they were all willing to move their cars. So scared of getting deported. Quiet part out loud. Yep. Just like the fashion district relied on low-paid Jewish girls back in the day, then a bunch died in a building fire, right? Oh, you don't have to be in the... I'm talking like more often than not, though, babe. You have to. I was talking liberal about the Gulag Archipelago. The bourgeoisie they hated were farmers, not the wealthy elite. Amnesty for those. I am all for, and this is the thing, if you work in this country and you want to be a member of this country, if every day that these protests are happening, you're not going to the protests, but instead you're going to work and you're earning money for your family, I am all for you getting some kind of help to be a citizen. You got to put in the labor for it, but I want you to be a citizen if you're willing to be a part of this country. I will absolutely relent on that. What I do not relent on is if your ass is out there flying a foreign flag, burning and spitting on the flag you're in, sitting here claiming that our country is terrible and horrible and you hate it and it's racist, but then you demand all the freedoms and benefits that come from living here. Make up your fucking mind and pick a struggle. Karen, this is the same argument the Democrats in the South made to keep the slave labor, which is 100% true. Back in the day, they complained, who was going to take care of their house, who was going to pick their cotton. There is literally videos of Nancy Pelosi saying that we need the immigrants down south to pick the fruit. And nobody sees a problem with this. There are liberals making videos telling on themselves saying, oh, my gardener didn't show up. So you've just been underpaying and exploiting immigrants this whole time, is what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. You've also been avoiding taxes, because if they are a illegal immigrant and you've been paying them, you have not been paying taxes on that labor either. So you're just as complicit in an illegal sense. It is dehumanizing. It is weak. It is foolish. And you need to resign. 20,000 houses were burned. 100,000 citizens were displaced. But we're worrying about illegal immigrants. There are still people without homes in Western North Carolina. Maui has still not been rebuilt. LA is still recovering from the fires. Yet we are okay with these protests right now. Why? Our own citizens are suffering, but we're concerned about people who cross the border illegally and if they can or cannot pick fruit. Priorities are fucked. Thank you for admitting that Los Angeles survives on treason, a Democrat apocalypse. Never thought I would lived in America where elected officials openly advocate for human trafficking, slave labor, and illegal occupation, but here you are. And the old South depended on the free labor of black slaves. Comparing yourself to the Confederate plantation owners isn't the win you think it is. Confederate president. I don't think the president understands that we have entire sections of our economy that cannot function without slave labor. Literally. Literally. Thank you. I shared the slides to prove a point. This is Chuck Schumer in 1996. I need you guys to listen to what he says.
Ask for a driver's license and a social security card. This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
The very same people that tried to claim that Trump was a racist for requiring a driver's license to vote not 20 years ago was advocating to use ID to prevent election and citizenship fraud. I need you all to marinate on that. The very same people that you all, not you guys, but that they all champion and follow, and they suck up all that bullshit. Okay? Think about it, guys. They all believed everything that Trump talks about. Everything. All of it. All of it. So why now? Because needing a driver's license or ID is racist against black people now, Starson, right? Crazy how it was just seen as a logical and simple fix. Now it's not. Why? What changed, Chuck? Where'd your priorities go?
And here, the gentleman from Florida has put together the most effective anti-fraud measure we can find without it changing the actions of the government one bit. And we find all this opposition. Ladies and gentlemen of this chamber, what I worry about is that this bill, which started out with good intentions, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, is going to end up being the same kind of thing that the public gets angry with us on.
Oh no, Chuck. Who would do such a thing? Huh. Huh. Oh, this is just hilarious, but it's copyrighted, so I can't share it. Now, I have not found any proof of this, but supposedly Trump is fully imposing to have term limits. I don't think it'll ever pass because these people do not want to have term limits. But God, I love that it's even an idea. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. This girl. Huh.
America was built on stolen land. You do know that Native American tribes stole each other's land, right? That is not true. They had a spiritual and profound relationship with the land. They were peaceful, and they didn't even believe in private property. Yeah, that deep spiritual connection with the land probably made them very territorial about it.
Extremely territorial. And as a New Englander, we researched a lot of the Indian Wars, of which there were many. And fun fact, guys, they were anything but peaceful. Anything but peaceful. What? But Natanya and Black Cat are too stupid to get an ID, right? I know! I know. They can't function on their own. Natanya, don't you understand? You need us. You need we, the oppressors, to help you. That's all there is to it.
And sure, they didn't believe in private property in a legal sense, but they definitely believed in territory.
Here's the thing, guys. A lot of folks like to pretend that because the Native Americans didn't believe in private property, yes, they were a socialist society in many, many ways, not out of anything other than necessity. They had to share everything they had because they were small tribes. Most of them did not reach large, like thousands of members. There were some cities, but for the most part, they were small tribes of nearing a couple of hundred. And they could not afford to waste anything. So whatever they got, they made sure to share it around because they didn't have a choice.
And every blue moon, they kind of had an itch to expand their territory, kind of like colonization.
And again, we go into this because I love this girl. She just was so well done about it. There is not a single culture who hasn't colonized. There is not a single plot of land on the face of this earth that humans have touched that hasn't in some way, shape, or form been colonized. They believe that Native Americans were these peaceful little fairies that never did anything violent, never did anything wrong, and never had any borders. But Pluribus put it perfectly. By the time settlers got there, they had spent several thousand years already attacking each other. But here's the fun part. During the settling of America, quite a few tribes betrayed other tribes. Quite a few. For things as simple as guns. And sometimes just because they were petty. But okay. Noble savage is one of the biggest myths I know. And then she's getting there because Pluribus, you're beating me to the punch. She hits on that too. So well. So well.
And once those territory lines got violent, it was a full-out war, raping each other, enslaving each other.
Capturing women and children are adoption for adoption of slavery. Many tribes, such as the Comanche, Apache, Iroquois, and the Navajo, captured women and children to adopt them into the tribe to replace lost members, especially after disease or war. Use them as domestic slaves, workers, or trade goods.
Each other, killing.
Captured warriors were often ritually tortured before being executed, sometimes over hours or days. These are also true. There were quite a few tribes that wore human bones and teeth and skin as war trophies.
Each other in the name of territory. Sounds like someone needs to decolonize their mind. You are literally just perpetuating racist stereotypes and harmful narratives. The indigenous people were not savages.
I've had this happen point blank where people sit there and said, you're just hating on someone for their race or da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I never mentioned anyone's race. That is you assuming based on what I said, what I'm insinuating. Which they, of course, never touch on again.
The word savage never escaped my mouth. This isn't about race or stereotypes. I'm just stating facts. Everybody has a propensity for violence because it's just human nature. Great excuse for the colonizers.
That's usually how it ends. That is just usually how it ends. This is just us glazing Jim Cummings, which, I mean, absolutely. Oh, this girl. You guys will definitely want to follow this lady as well.
What the hell did happen to Mr. Obama? Y'all look at this.
Administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office.
This was 2007 to 2008, kids. This is right before Obama got elected. This was way back before the recession. So, you know, I don't hate on race. I hate on people in general. Semi on topic, but it's wild that people have a problem with Pocahontas because both sides were bad. Like, I don't like the human race. Working in retail has made me agree with you, Natanya. That's very true.
It has become an extraordinary problem. And
that's Hillary Clinton next to him. This was at, I believe, when they were picking the Democratic candidate for the election.
the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away.
What's that, Obama? Is that you admitting that when we have an influx of too many illegal immigrants, it damages the chances for Americans to have jobs? What? Like for I believe it was Wisconsin. There was one of the states that they had a massive deflux of people, the illegal immigrants working. They put out posts for the jobs, and people in mass answered the call for the work they said white people would never do.
Obama, that's you?
And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws.
This is accurate. This is accurate. Again, there's no overhead. There is no check and balance. How can you tell me that they're operating on their legal standards when these people are not legal? Who is checking on to make sure they're doing the right thing?
Laws.
Pinkies up, ladies.
And so what we have to do is create a comprehensive solution to the problem. Now, I have already stated that as president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell Obama we got now then if this Obama...
And why didn't that Obama build a wall? He built the cages. Why didn't he build the wall?
That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker.
How many years later is it, and that's still the case?
Exactly why I support ICE.
That has to change. They have to be held accountable.
That's why we need to stand behind ICE 100 grand. These people think we playing. Click on that link tree in the bio and get you one of these t-shirts, boo.
Athena, stop.
What the hell did happen to Mr. Obama?
Now, let me see if I've got the other one here, as I had a bunch of things. I had a lot. They're all gone. But And this is, again, where I agree. I agree. You were 7 in 2008. I was 21. I was a whole ass adult. Starman and I got engaged the next year. You were 13. Damn, you're all babies. No wonder none of you remember the recession like I do. See, and this is where Choco, you might not know it, but so around that time is when America had its recession. Okay? All the oldies in the chat, me, you'll remember. And I worked at Linens and Things at the time. And I remember, anyone in the chat want to reminisce with me? Back then, when the recession was happening, right before it truly hit and the bubble burst, you were in high school, so I'm older than you too, Rachel. Who remembers during the recession, just stores being empty for hours? And we're not talking like 1 or 2. We're talking like 8 to 10. 8 to 10 hours. There was just silence. There was nothing to do. I was playing with ponies and dinosaurs. There's decorations in my bathroom older than some of you. You're older than me by 3 months. Well, then Freya, you know what I'm talking about. Born in the 60s. So then Pluribus, you know what I'm talking about. What was it like for you guys where you were? I was in Rhode Island. Okay? And we were seeing businesses start to shut down randomly. There'd be locations where you could tell that the rent must have been cheap. I was in my 2nd year of university, only this week left. Oh, congratulations, HG. You mean now? Damn, go HG. Yes. So for all of you that were older than like 16, because you might remember some of it then, I've grown used to being the youngest in most chats. It's very possible. I've got t-shirts older than people in chat. Same. There are articles of clothing in my closet that are older than some of the members of chat. That is accurate. And I was the one who purchased them. But again, we're talking like, that's when people say there's recessions. You guys don't know what a recession is. The inflation that happened under Biden is the closest I've seen come to it. Point blank. I would sit there. I would clock in the morning at Linens and Things, right? Which was around 9 a.m. I would get to work. I would clock in. I would do my zoning, put away all the items. But sometimes I would have no work to do when I got in. Why? Because nobody bought anything the day before. So I had nothing to clean. The only thing I could do was dust. Oh, dusting was a big thing. I dusted a lot because shit wasn't getting touched. Candy was going bad because I would sit there and it would be hours. I might see one guest the whole day. I had a Cab Patch doll. Me too. You know how old we are, kids? Linda, Pluribus. We're old enough to remember back when Black Friday was something that people just talked about maybe doing. And it was like 1 or 2 stores might do it. I remember back when Black Friday, almost nobody did it. It was the few crazies who had no life or had a lot of money that would get up to get these sales. Actually, a Cab Patch doll. I'm a Rector set old. I miss my Rector set. Ours all got destroyed. I was in Alaska during that time. It takes a few years for it to affect the economy up there. That's true because Alaska's kind of like its own little like country in a way. For school lunches being awful because they were healthier. That's very true. They weren't healthier in the right way though. Yeah, back then, Frey, I remember everyone was like pushing for everyone to move to Grape, remember? What do you mean by that, Jade? The school lunches that were literal slop. Literal slop. Like, I never did Black Friday until I was in my mid-20s. I didn't even think it was real. Like, I didn't understand what it was until, let me think. I want to say the second year I worked at Lindsay Things. I watched the FDA subsidies truck drop off blocks of cheese for the school lunches, right? Remember when lunch ladies cooked lunch? Yeah, we always had lunch ladies. Great River Berries, South Park. I don't know that one. My school lunches had Bavarian cream. So my school lunches were we had restaurants, quote unquote. There was one side which served like burgers and chicken nuggets and stuff like that. There was a salad bar that my class implemented. And then there was the Italian side, which served pizza and pasta and meatballs and calzones. I think sometimes strombolis too. And then we had a candy store that was run by the senior class every year. I don't know if that even exists anymore, but it was really cute and it was really nice. And that candy store was run all day long by the senior class. Anyone could go in and buy from it. Our student representatives managed to get us a good chicken wraps and other healthier options too before. They were pretty good and cheap too. It was Jell-O mixed with Cool Whip. I am told the tales of when the lunch ladies cooked in-house because my grandma was one of them along. So wait, is there really no more lunch ladies? Is that just not exist anymore? Who makes the lunches? Yeah, we'd have like soft pretzels and stuff like that. Like it would rotate. There'd be a rotation of stuff that would happen. But I'm waiting for her to settle because the moment my arm comes over to that side, she might try to cuddle it again. And if she does, she's going to get right on the paper. So I'm trying to get her like chilled. But anyways, it was Catholic school elementary lunches. They watched the trash cans because the children starving in China, right? See, for me in my, because I was in Catholic schools as well. So the difference between the public schools and the Catholic schools was that sometimes the Catholic schools would get like Domino's pizza or Pizza Hut. Well, actually, we have Papa Gino's in Rhode Island. So sometimes Papa Gino's. Sometimes we get KFC or McDonald's. We would know in advance, and our parents had to pay in advance, and we could get our fast food. I had one lunch lady who prepared lunch for about 100 students, K through 6. I wouldn't know. It's been over 10 years since high school for me. It's been 19 years since high school for me. I mean, that was the small stint of me working in the private school where the lunch staff retired, badly run administration. Shock. Are talking grapes that remind you of fun nostalgia. Oh, okay. Thank you. I thought we were talking about something completely different. And I was like, I didn't think we were getting that dark. We're just talking about school lunches. Yeah, we had the sheet. Now, my elementary school had the sheet pan pizza. The recipe is now online. Apparently, you can pour the dough. There's a pourable dough. Max Miller from Tasting History had the recipes on his channel. But anyways, like I was saying, you guys might not, for those who remember the actual recession, I, at the time, had already worked several jobs. I had been a full-time dishwasher, a full-time prep cook. I had already worked at Lindsay Things for a while. And when they shut down, over that course of 2.5 years, I put out 40 some odd applications. And I was overqualified for everything. The Papa Gino's in college, that place was haunted. The Papa Gino's in my town was awesome. I think it still exists too. I might get some when I go back. Whenever that is. You graduated in 2022. That's the guy. I got the whole book downloaded. I love Max Miller. I love him. I really want to I want to get his books. I want to get Dylan you guys are the gay guy that does all the old weird recipes. And I think it's cooking in time or something like that. I want to get Josh Weissman's books. I want to get all of those. We had to get lunch trays checked because we had overweight ravens, some of which stop. That's hilarious. I graduated 2010, missed the 10-year reunion. I don't go to reunions. I don't even know if they happen. Gotta go. I have to help people with things. Be back before the end of the stream. Probably. I'm gonna stream until, well, it's 3:52 now. I started at 2. I'm contemplating stream until 5. So I'm thinking. Definitely want to make one of those bean cakes. Yes. There's a lot of things that Max makes that are just so cool. So cool. But bye, Chaco. Love you. But I just there's a lot about the economy now that does suck. And again, Biden and a lot of the choices that were made by whoever was controlling him at the time, they ruined a lot. But I have seen prices going down slowly but surely. And so that's the benefit for sure. It's 3:52. Why? What were you supposed to do, Emo? I love the pizza they serve for lunch. It honestly... Is it the best pizza in the world? No. But is it satisfying pizza? Yes. That's how I'll put it. Satisfying pizza. Very satisfying. But yeah, so when I noticed somebody in Discord said earlier, my feelings on the No Kings protest and stuff like that. My feelings on it are a lot of the people who take part in them have lived entirely too charmed a life. They were too young to remember how bad life really was. Because when we were in the recession, there was almost no riots. The riots started happening with, if anyone remembers Flint, Michigan. Because I'm sorry, the fact that anyone lets go what Obama did in Flint, Michigan, but Trump is called all these things. Does anyone remember? Does anyone recall what Obama did in Flint, Michigan? Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Let me see if I can find it. So I'll tell you what. It's pretty disgusting. It's pretty gross. If you don't know about Flint, Michigan, I'll explain because it's not every one of you are Americans to begin with. And some of you just may not know about what went down. So, aspetta. Give me a moment. And it's 5th down. So. Now, does anybody not know about Flint, Michigan? If you don't, I'm going to give you a brief history. Okay? Flint, Michigan, the water is literally so toxic it was causing cancer in the children. Okay? It was so bad that there are children who have permanent brain damage. People getting illnesses causing cancer. And Obama got up and on camera drank water from Flint.
You know, generally I have not been doing stunts here. And this...
Number one, that was the barest of sips I've ever seen in my life. That was such a sip, I'm pretty sure he barely breathed in the water. Cough. East Palestine. Fucking right. Fucking right. As far as I can tell, yes, the water was so bad, you could set it on fire from the chemicals that are in it. That's him. That's him taking a sip of the Flint, Michigan water to show people it was okay. No, this is CNN that posted this. Barack traveled to Flint, Michigan to hear from families who've been living with the lead-contaminated tap water. Everyone's saying he didn't even drink it, but the bigger question is, how are you supposed to believe in that's even Flint water? When somebody hands you a drink, but you're actually not thirsty. He didn't even drink the damn thing. The moment you realize he's just like the rest. Flint has officially gone on 7 years. This was 5 years ago. 7 years without clean water. So 5 years ago, who came here after watching Fahrenheit 11, probably 9/11, but still. Didn't look like that water made it past his lips. He drank nothing. Nothing has been fixed since his visit. But Israel can get 8 million a day. This was back 9 years ago. Somebody was complaining about this. Generally, this would be considered a stunt. He put his mouth and never drank. He's not trying to. He's not trying to die his last few months as president. Damn, he's a sellout. No shit. Now, there's that. Let's look up East Palestine, Ohio. Look at that. Catastrophe. Health issues still, this is 4 months ago. Health issues still lingering. It is so toxic in East Palestine, you can literally see the chemicals floating on the ground. You can see it shining like an oil spill. No, it's literally toxic. It is literally toxic. These people have done this to American citizens, but Trump is the monster. In the words of Nux, you do not hate the media enough. Gonna start a new Free East Palestine. Right. Americans be worrying about the wrong fucking Palestine. Wrong fucking Palestine. So when people try to tell me that I am racist, do you all not remember that Obama fumbled Gaza long before anybody? Do any of you not remember that? Because I do. I was getting married at the time. I remember I was in the nail salon getting my fucking nails done for my wedding. Okay? I'll show you. Obama, 2012. Gaza Strip. I didn't know Gaza existed until then. Let me share. Obama defends Israel's right to defend itself. Obama urges Israel to minimize civilian deaths in the Gaza ground operations. And if anyone wondering why is this so bad, do you know what happened during this time? This was when American citizens begged for help. And Hillary Clinton, who was in charge of helping them, let them die. This was during that time. $16 years ago. 12 years ago. They bombed when Obama was there. And I'm doing this because there's more to talk about, kids. There's more shit going on now. Because, all right, we're going to put that there. Obama. Hillary. Freudian slip with that K. Hillary was all over this. Let's see. Hillary abandons Americans in Gaza. It has been a long time. Maybe I'm mixing up which one it is. But some things happened. That was her back then. We gotta put real clothes on for tonight. I almost cried like a fool. This world's giving me fatigue. I know. I wasn't conscious in 2015. You mean Trump had a bad haircut and orange skin so clearly that makes him worse? Of course. Of course. Benghazi. That might be what I'm doing. Yes, Benghazi. That might be it. Hold on. Let me type it in properly. Hillary abandons Americans who call for rescue. Oh my God, have they pulled it? Yep. To move on from Benghazi. That's what it was. Thank you. It wasn't Gaza. It was Benghazi. She begs people to move on. The last investigation is finished from one of the two major controversies. There are people who were literally raped, tortured, and endgamed because of her. Ample reports proving they begged for pullout and she didn't do it. Begged. Begged. But I say all this because, and thank you again, Pluribus, for helping me out with that. Do you think I fit in well in Japan? Personality-wise, yes. But I don't know how they treat black people in Japan. I really don't. You end up fighting Israel. I don't want us to. Starson, do you think we will end up fighting in the Israel-Iran war? I don't want us to. I am team America shouldn't do a fucking thing for anybody. And I know that's wrong. I know it goes against my religious principles. But we have spent entirely too long and entirely too much money and time doing this for people. Too much. Too much. Hold on a second. Husband! I think Starman's asleep. We shouldn't have to go to war with Iran. Although I will tell you, you guys know that 60 some odd days ago, Trump warned Iran because they literally threatened his life. He warned them to sign a peace deal. You know that, right? Or he would not hold back Israel from bombing. Israel has only bombed nuclear. Do I want us involved? No. But do I want to stop them either? No. No. Calling Starman. Waking him up. Because he's actually supposed to be throwing laundry into the laundromat. You saw that my little Maltese just farted. I've never heard one. Husband! You're supposed to be dropping laundry off. It's already 4:06. And here's what I will tell you, right? Get all these people. And yet the most controversial thing about Obama's presidency is the beige suit. Right. America has a thankless job of world police, and I hate it. I hate it. Middle East got me asking if anything is real. For real? Shut up. But I will tell you right now, people are sitting there condemning us and condemning Israel. Number one, how many of them do you see talking about Yemen or Syria? I'll bully them all I want. How many see them talking about Yemen or Syria or the Uyghur Muslims in China? Does anyone see any of that getting spoken about by these people? The actual active genocides? I don't hear nothing. I don't hear jack shit. I don't hear a peep. Not an ounce. No, but you know what's funny? Greta Thunberg. That fucking bitch. Oh, she and her little band of do-gooders are on their next grift. Pluribus is standing with you, husband. Lazy man. Mother used to say. They're saying I'm bullying you. I legit got someone saying I must live in the worst country in the world, and then I replied, why do you think I live in Yemen? And they legit said the U.S. is worse than Yemen. Pokemon music plays. We found a retard! I still want to see something resolved with the woman in Iran who walked around naked. She's probably dead, babe. If she did that, she probably is not alive. You think they tolerate that there? They don't tolerate that shit, honey. See, this is the problem, is we're too Western-minded. We all think that because we're American, American rights are awarded to us in other countries. It's not. Oh, did she get saved? Because I'll tell you right now, I'd be shocked. But, as I was saying, Greta Thunberg and her little merry band of misfits boarded a boat and tried to break and siege through the blockade into Gaza by water. The last person that did this was in 2009. He got hanged by Hamas. Okay, and he went there to defend Gaza. But you want the best part? They brought humanitarian aid. Okay? Do you know what it was? 12 pounds of flour. Gonna have to use the cat paw prints for art, for real. They brought 12 pounds of flour because all the food the merry band ate on the way there. They got hungry. Oh, I'm getting there. Rachel, don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me. And Greta inspired another bandit. There was a whole movement. They told all these people to go to Egypt and go to the port of entry into Gaza because they were going to march through Egypt into Gaza. Egypt showed them all exactly how well that was going to go. I wonder if I can find it. I wonder if I can find it. Let me see. Protesters in Egypt. Well, that is third. The options are protesters getting run over, protesters getting what they deserve, protesters in Egypt. Wow, hold on. I need to share just the search of protesters because Let's see this, guys. All right. This is exactly how people feel about protesters. Protesters getting run over. Protesters getting what they deserve. Protesters in Egypt. Protesters versus cars. Getting hurt. Getting owned. Getting pepper sprayed. Getting arrested. Run over by cars. Hit by car versus police in Los Angeles. Are you seeing a pattern here? This is what people are searching the most. This is how people feel about protesters right now. Okay? So this right here, I'm not going to click on each individual one. I'm going to hover. See this? This is the protesters getting pelted by the Egyptian citizens and trying to stand up to the Egyptian police. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. See this bitch? Look, this is the Egyptian police and citizens yanking these people and throwing them in the buses. These are all these assholes thinking they were gonna just march into Gaza, okay? Because again, all these people had been so privileged in their life, they thought that there was never going to be any way they could get hurt. They were going to go there and they were peaceful. And one of them even started shouting, "We are peaceful. Why aren't you?" See this woman telling him no? We can do it in America. There were people that shouted that. We can in America. Why can't we there? Because, baby, you're not in America. Watch what Egyptians do when pro-Palestinians storm the Gaza border. Ooh, if you didn't hear that crack, but if you did, that was my neck, and that felt good. This is what happens when you believe, this woman, this is an emergency. We have been violently dragged into buses here. In the first checkpoint on the way to Isla. It's Israel, she was trying to say. We weren't doing it. We were just sitting quietly. Yes. Welcome to what true oppression is. They don't have free speech there, kids. That doesn't exist. These people are all shocked that they are not getting their freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Protester fatigue. Yo, they were taking these people by the hair. They were dragging them out. Mom, do you think Greta's hair is better or worse now? Guess they didn't know that the Egyptian Gaza border is more harsh than Israel Gaza. Yeah, because it's almost like Gaza has been launching attacks and Hamas has been launching attacks against Egypt for years. Crazy. Crazy. Greta looks like she's 14. The fact that she is 23 and people still keep calling her a child, we are truly privileged to live in America. Yes. And that's why I was talking about earlier the Mexican-American protests and the No Kings protests. These people are all bold because they know here they are protected, they are safe, and they are not oppressed. But the problem is, where they should be protesting, I don't see a single one of these motherfuckers going after the cartels. I don't see any of these people standing up to them. These people, I will grant, they think they're going to make it into Gaza. But that's because half of them don't even realize that their rainbow flags and everything, they'll get literally beheaded as soon as they step over the border. Babe, are you up? When I tell people that countries that have walls and moats to keep Guatemalans specifically, and they gave me the blankest look before saying it's a U.S. border wall, is racist. I know. This is the problem. Do you know there was a video I shared of a girl getting deported from Mexico. And unlike in America, in Mexico, they make you pay for it. See, in America, we do it all for free. We'll pay for your shit. We'll pay for your ticket. We'll give you the whole entire trip back. Other countries, you got to pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, you go to jail. Like, this is the part that no one's getting. This is the part that no one's understanding. This is the thing that nobody wants to hear. This is 11 years ago. These are different. These are old. Very old. This is the other problem. This is why I get a really big kick out of it. People, oh, this was crazy. Do you guys remember Beirut? It was already 4 years ago. That's insane. This was already 4 years ago. Watch this. It's about to happen right now. This was a wedding photo shoot for a company. The explosion in Beirut did not look real. I remember when it happened. I'm going to look it up. Look at something that is devastatingly beautiful. It's terrifying. But I watch it sometimes just to remind myself that the shit is real. Watch what happens as the explosion goes up. If this is the one that shows it all. Because there's this major explosion that just rockets out and sends this blast that eviscerates everything around it. It's insane. Right there. It didn't look real. When you see that, it didn't look real. That ring of smoke, everything just like... I think this is the angle where I remember it was like the best shot. Where you just see the whole thing go down. Yep. You see the spin of force from that explosion. Oh, yes, my daddy is old. Dad turned 75 yesterday, by the way, guys. Moon, you're fine. It's not disrespectful. No one is illegal on stolen land. I so hate that phrase. Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And again, I'm going to see if I can try to draw now, guys. Because she's like, finally settled. No. No. It's insane. He's just at a higher level, right? Happy birthday, Papa Star. I will make sure to tell him, guys. He spent the day with his girlfriend. That much I know. Athena, you made this page a mess. Girl, lay your head down. You're already overheating me in this hot-ass house. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. See, I don't know what to draw at this point because I've just been so annoyed today. Because people just got me really, like, angry at this whole thing. About hearing the bullshit. I think I'll just draw Athena. No, ma'am. See, right now she's trying to rearrange herself so she'll get the paper. I don't know if you see her head slowly moving towards here. She's trying to arrange it so that way she can move on to the paper instead. I don't know why. Darcy, you have a lot more. You're a lot more patient than me because anytime Sumatra, my cat, would want to be in my lap, I gotta do something. I just push him. The problem is with this is that Athena doesn't let me push her off, and Athena has always been like this. If I push her off, she'll jump right back up. I push her up again, she'll jump back up again, and then I push her up again, and she won't just jump up. She'll jump up wherever she can manage. She'll break everything in the process. And I also, because of the fact that she's one of my anxiety cats, I try not to push her too much. Because it takes a lot for them to trust. No, ma'am. See, she's trying to get on the paper. Athena doesn't stop till she gets what she wants. Oh, the angle is so off. That's also how your cat operates. Yeah. The ones that I have that are anxiety ridden, like, so Calliope, she compromises. As a matter of fact, I trained her this week to understand, because she is like me. She doesn't like the heat. So she needs to get onto a cool surface. So her, Hendrix, and Sunny have taken up residence in the bathroom. Cool. Calliope's favorite spot has become the toilet, which is fine, except, as you all know, I have tum-tum problems. Which means if I need to go to the bathroom, there is no patient time for me to just gently lift her up and hope for the best. And so I've developed this thing with Calliope where when I come running in, she sees me come running in. Calliope just automatically moves. She missed it. What did she miss? Starson was talking smack about you. Oh, yeah, that. Mm-hmm. Yes, I was absolutely talking smack. She's so right. What was I saying again, guys? Go ahead, guys. Tell her what I was saying, because I don't remember any of it. It's almost like it didn't happen. Edie! I could rewind, but I'm lazy. Very first cat I had was because my mom accidentally ran over his mama, and she felt bad. So she told me to take care of him. We called him PT Putty Tat or Putty Tat, and he thought he was a dog. The Labubu craze? What the hell is a Labubu? They're the new Stanley? Of course they are. What makes them better than a Stanley? You only give me another hour anyway. Well, honey, you guys understand he has work tomorrow, and so do I. So if this doesn't get done today, we're screwed. Honey, he definitely fell back asleep. Hold on, I'm gonna kick his ass. You're gonna crawl my paper, aren't you? Don't do it. No, they're dolls. They're dolls. Would you buy if it's a doll? No. Wake up! You did not. I literally called you like 4 times. You did not. What the hell's a Labubu? Now that I've got this off, let me look this up. Labubu doll. What in the fuck is that shit? No, I would not buy this. Please do not send me one even as a joke. I will hate it. Please don't. I hate these trends so much. This thing's retarded looking. No, thank you. I don't think they're cute. I think they're burnable. But I don't like dolls. Rachel, I'm serious. I hate dolls. It's very rare that I like any. Don't do it. That's one of the few things that get me angry. Don't do it. Star Sun burning Labubu when? I'm dead serious. Don't. They ugly as shit, right? Stuff like that make me angry because I hate stuff like that. A Lafufu? What the fuck is a Lafufu? Lafufu. It's not a thing. That's not a thing. There's no more in the box anyway. No, it's hot. Don't poke the bear on that one, guys. There's certain things that dolls are one of them make me real angry. Like, I hate them. Like, I went to a friend's house once back in the day, and she had a room full of glass dolls. Floor to ceiling. The first room you walk into, the very first room, her mother was filled. I am talking 2 layers deep of glass dolls of every size, height, and variety. Do I hear thunder? Matt? See, Monster High dolls are one of the few that don't bother me. I don't hate Monster High dolls. Something about them does not freak me out. So if it was a Monster High, although I don't know what an OOAK is. Thank you for the $1, Big T. You didn't have to give me $1. Thank you, honey. Hold on, I was trying to search something and you threw me off. Let me see. Let me exit out of all this stuff. Hold on. What was I going to look for? What was I going to look up? Oh, that's what I was going to look up. I remember now. Oh, one of a kind. That's different. As long as it doesn't have glass eyes, I'm genuinely afraid of those things. And then I have to find a way to dispose of it. And I really will. It's one of those few things where the gratitude, you know, my be grateful for whatever you get. I promise you, I will be genuinely angry and I will dispose of the item. It will not be worth sending to me. And when I get angry, I don't scream and yell. I go silent. And I need time to not be around anyone. You can ask my husband. Matter of fact, husband, come here. I need you to agree with something. And I don't feel like screaming, please. Please come here. Hell, this could have been the room. Make sure nothing shows anything personal. See this? This is what the room was like. That was it. You walked in and you were met with nothing, but there was one that was, I think, like 5 feet tall. I mean, I'll tell you this, it was thousands of dollars worth of dolls. Easy. Easy. But it was one of the most horrifying things I'd ever gone through. As long as I live. I hated it. I had a grandma who collected Beanie Babies. See, I have Beanie Babies. I have Beanie Babies. How'd you get a pic of Hunty's room? Oh my God. Don't say that, because I will never visit Hunty. Anything like that. I need you to agree with me. I need him to confirm something. Is I was like preemptively getting angry because, one, I'm hot. So when I'm warm, Chaco, I hope you're just joking, because I promise you. I promise you. Don't do it. Stop. That's not my room. Hunty's room? I'm neither. I'd rather have pretty pictures on my wall of the things that make me happy. But the warmer I get, the more irrational I get. And I'm easier to anger. And it's so hot. I was so warm the other day that I nearly cried. I cry from being overheated. You say don't, but I'm hearing do. Chaco, I'm serious. You can ask Starman. It'll be the kind of rage that I'll go silent for a few months. I'm not joking. It's one of those. I am not easy to piss off, but one of the few things that would. I genuinely don't like them. That's where I guess the tism comes in. Matthew, yes. What happens when I get truly, deeply angry?
You get hilarious.
No. Not like, we're talking like I might not speak to you anymore levels of angry, like violent angry. How do I get?
You just explained it.
Was anything I said wrong?
No.
Is it a thing you want to see me? Is it anything that people would want to see me in is my question.
I don't think so.
No wonder. Yes. Like, I'm not joking when I say that the idea of me being in that weather, I have to take a minute to not be genuinely insulted and angry over it. Because the idea of even being in that heat, there was a time, right? We were sitting in back in Rhode Island and we had no heat. You don't like dolls? Plushies are okay, but usually they're not kept out for numerous reasons. She turns to she-cult. Yes. For numerous reasons, I don't really keep them out. One, because of the animals. They'll hurt them. And two, because it's just kind of weird for me. I don't mind them in my office, but I'm also not in here most of the time. I enjoy, but rage bait angry is different. Giving me like whatchamacallit, giving me like Disney theories and even stuff to do with the country, like all the politics, yeah, it makes me annoyed. You can even make jokes about infertility. You can make jokes about my weight. All that stuff does not affect me on a, maybe I'll send you a sex doll lookalike. Now that would make me rant angry. That's different. I'd also probably like it. I might inflate it and put it in the back. And Mother screaming me, yes. But it's like, whatchamacalls it. See, that's different. That's more of the rage that you find funny, trust me. Why? Because I've had that happen to me, so I can tell you unequivocally my reaction. Not a lookalike, but somebody brought a sex doll into work. My brother and Brandon, back in the day. I told you that story too. Realistic one, Taco. Oh my god, Athena, how? Girl, there's not even any fleas. I don't see even flea dirt. Like, the meds did their job, so why? Why are you all chewed up still? Like, ma'am. Ma'am, how? Where would you find a doll like that? It's a bit concerning. You would be surprised. There's a lot of people on Etsy who will do a lot of custom stuff. Life-size SpongeBob. But yeah, when it comes to, like, toys and stuff like that, for numerous reasons, I just don't have them on display. I'll have like one or two possibly. But the problem is that when you have as many animals as I do, you have to really be careful what you get. Okay, speaking of money, financially got a new debit card and my money charged back to my account. Nice. Supersized frog plush too. Oh my god. I would physically have nowhere safe to put them. If you guys can hear her, she is like, yes, where? Asking for a friend. I will tell. I will tell your church. Girl, how are you almost getting your tail burned again? What is with all of you and candles? My god. I have a frog and frog plushie sitting at the kids' table having a tea party. See, the things that I like to put in the house that seem the safest, because like I have the things that I'm okay collecting that are figurine wise are like, girl, what did you do? It's like your only non-damaged spot on you. Like My Little Pony dolls, the original MLP dolls from the Generation 4. I don't mind those. Frog and SpongeBob tea party. And Monster High dolls, the original collection. I have them somewhere. I cannot find my collection. I brought them up to Michelle about 9-10 months ago. I brought them up to Michelle. And I was going to send her a photo of all my dolls. And everywhere I thought I left them, I can't find it. So I don't know what happened to them. I remember them being here. And now I don't know where they are. They're probably packed up in some box somewhere. We have Gen 5 ponies. Yes, I don't like them. The dolls are not good looking. How's life in your country, Chaco? No problems. I mean, it's Ireland. It's the UK. So. Hard to buy a scented candle for our bathroom. My dumps have been rancid. So I have to buy them in bulk. Wow, HG. Try the ones from Reed Street. That should help. That's too much. That is too much. I am so sorry for your rancid poops. MLP is still a thing, but the new generation is not very good. I found a Pinkie Pie figure from early 2000s, I think, when I was cleaning my closet. Even that shit felt like a relic to me now. There is a Pinkie Pie doll that travels around my house. the cat's bapping around. But over here, let me see. Can I get it without interrupting the keyboard? So the day I got married, as some of you might know, when I threw my bouquet, I had a My Little Pony song playing, Love is in Bloom. And I do not know where they are right now. They're with all of my collectibles. I had in my bra a Cadence and a Shining Armor for my something new. And when I bought those, I also bought these. So these live on my desk. The Fluttershy, who's got barely any wings, and then this little Celestia. Those are things that I had on me. Those were like, because I really loved the Gen 4. It was really cute. You legend. Whatchamacallit. Though the Cadence and the Shining Armor are somewhere with all the rest of my collectibles. Mom, do you ship Fluttershy? I mean, it's not even a ship, it's a almost confirmed. I'm back. Must help people have fun, be safe. I'll probably be gone by the time you get back, though. The Cadence of Shining Armor, I don't know where they are. So, Fluttershy and Discord is almost confirmed. Fluttercord, yes. Cadence of Shining Armor, I don't know where I have them. I like buying plushies from Makeship. What's Makeship? For me, I only like buying official merch. I don't like buying unlicensed merch if I can help it. Because it's the same thing as doing fan art to me. The only unlicensed stuff I'm fine with getting is a costume, just because the official costumes are never good. The meme going around of Cadence doll looking immaculate while little Shining Armor next to her is all fucked up. Neither of them look really good. These were little tiny ones. But they never really did a good job with the male ponies anyway. They always perfected the female ones. When I get a drawing pad, I'm going to make stickers. Are you? That'll be awesome. I think stickers are going to start making a comeback. A lot of the stuff that was popular. Yes, please do. I would be happy if you sent me some. Mother, can you look at my OCs I posted in the art channel? They're cutie pies. I can try. See, Starman was supposed to already go to the laundromat by now. Look at them. Well, who are they? Oh, isn't that cute? You made a Mookie. Oh, Nathaniel made something really cool. Yeah, I mean, you got to start small. Even respect for Shining Armor and Big Mac. I mean, they just don't do it right. Colton and Rosemary. They're very cute. Very cute. Athena, this is not... Ma'am. 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 This is why I never get anything done. Yes, I've heard about that one, Moon. I have heard about that, and I love it. I wish that happened here. Because you see, the thing is, in Japan, they want creative ideas like that because there's literally so many stories. I have heard about that. I love it. I wish that was a thing here, but people really just don't want to do that here. They want the easy way only. They don't want to actually go off their own merit because that's scary, which I get to a point. But maybe I could sell there. I mean, you can always travel, but making sales in Japan is hard. Like in Japan, you could probably make sure to market to Japan. That's not hard. In this day and age, with all the different things we have, you can definitely market to there. I would say your best bet is getting a following on TikTok and Instagram, getting the right hashtags and pushing that. I love a modern showing with crayon drawing. I love you. I think they're cute. I definitely think they're cute. It's scary, but so unfulfilling. What is? Remember when bronies were a thing? The problem is that bronies went too far. Bronies went too far. TikTok's still a thing? Absolutely. Especially in terms of artists, I will say point blank. The number one way right now to get yourself noticed is to draw, is to do like animatics. You don't have to animate. Animatics do just fine. I have seen so many animations or videos on TikTok and Instagram of artists that just voice over or draw something for a popular soundbite. It's a plushy version of Kickstarter where the company will run campaigns. The content creators. Oh, well, that's cute. That is cute. Summer text boxes. I'm going to call this comic done in a minute. Go right ahead. But I will tell you, that's a smart way to do it, the American way of art. I know. But I will tell you right now, like in my personal opinion, how did you do this, Athena? I didn't even notice she had moved the camera this much. In my personal opinion, because I've seen the way for original artists to make it is use trending sounds with your own characters. It's a far better way to do it. Animatics are actually one of the easiest things to do. You know what I see a lot of people do? They take their phone, and so what they'll do is they'll draw something on the tablet, right? Or they'll draw something in the drawing pad. And then they'll just record normally, and then just pause, flip the page, record. Like, when I tell you it could not be easier, it just takes time. In terms of work, is all art inherently politics? I think it can be. I think inherently art dictates something about the self. Because I can almost always, with rare exception, guesstimate the ideological leanings of an artist based on their art. At least by today's standards. For instance, automatically off the bat, if the artist uses less, like really thick, wide bodies, a square jaw, less detailed faces, and they put little hairs on the women's legs, and the hands and feet are usually less detailed, I can almost guarantee that's a feminist. I can almost guarantee it. 9 out of 10 if somebody does a lot of really like edgy art. But I can tell you right now, most tattoo artists I see, and again, you can always makeshift usually work with creators from all different platforms. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Man, I'm getting tired all of a sudden. Damn. I wonder how I come off to people. I don't know. I haven't gotten to see enough of your artwork in that sense. I will say it would look more like baby liberal to me. Why are you dishing my art style? Yeah, that's you. I will say people that draw like Edie, I put them more as a classical kind of hippie. Which she does kind of fit a little bit. She's our little plant fairy. Are you done? You guys can't see what I was doing, but the fact that I can take Athena's face and kiss her multiple times, that was impossible before. All the things I'm doing to her, how comfortable she is, despite all this stuff, the fact that I can do all of this shows how, oh my God, Athena. Shows how, despite all of her self-damage, how far she's come. Because she's not even arguing with me right now. She is not even fighting me one bit. Yeah. Oh, there it is. She has her limits and she tells me. That little chitter chatter. A little. I like them hairy legs. You are a liar and you know it. Yeah. You're my good girl. I know. The immediate giveaway from most leftists' OCs is mainstream draped in pride flags. Well, yeah, that's just like, at that point, come on. You see a bunch of pride flags? Come on. No, for me, it's the ones that do like they'll do the animals in the pride colors. And if that's not just the most easy cash grab ever. So easy. But you know what I noticed this year? Because we only got a couple minutes left. How nice has it been, guys? Has anyone else noticed how quiet it's been on the Mafia side? The Alphabet Mafia has just been so quiet this year. That was weird. That did not come from her. I just heard a little, like a snore. But I will say this, guys, there's something in my ceiling. Something fat as fuck. The other night, I don't know what it is. Something got in the attic, which is sealed off. Okay. But that means there's a hole on my roof big enough for something to get in, which is not good. Okay. So here's the problem, right? I don't know where this hole is. I don't know how this motherfucker got in. But let me tell you something. So I'm sitting in the bathroom. I'm using the potty the other night. Now there's a litter box in my bathroom right in front of the toilet. And I'm just sitting there. I'm in your ceiling. It is not a squirrel. I've had squirrels in my ceiling. So the squirrels, they sound like light scraping. You have an attic? I do. So in the carport, remember Moon, in my carport where my old car was parked? There is a drop door that is nailed shut. I have never gone in my attic. Remember that big vent in my ceiling in the hallway? That is technically a direct line to my attic. Because my house was built before when you're holding out on me, Cassie. It was before central air. And so what they would build is these giant fans that would just blow air into the whole house. I think it's either a possum or a raccoon or a cat. Well, when you have the protests, Israel attacking Iran, LGBT get drowned out, right? But anyways, so I was sitting there and I just heard this in the litter box, usually because of the heat and because of the flies in the house, because it's summer. Some of my cats will hide in the bathroom litter box rather than use it. Okay. And so it sounded like a cat moving around in the litter box. So I idly leaned over to see who it was, and there was nobody in the litter box. And then I realized the sound was coming from above. And it was some fat ass dragging theirself around, which is very indicative of a raccoon or a possum. My finger's doing that thing again. This is how you can tell when I've done too much to my hand, guys. This is why I wasn't drawing too much either. I wasn't fighting Athena. This is how I've done too much of my hand this week. Like, super fun. But anyways, so I'm sitting, I can hear this thing pulling around. So I know I've got to get some baby that costs money too. So I don't know. Which is scarier, basement or attic? Basement. No, attic. Attic because of the basement. It's cooler, it's cold, and I feel like it's more contained. With an attic, I don't know why, but I hate having to walk up into something. I'd much rather walk down into something. I don't know if that's some like primal fear. I don't know what, but let me tell you something. Not into the idea of attics, except for true crime made it really scary. Atina. Back when I first got her, that would have resulted in me getting my face scratched and bit. I just put my face right in her like little hollow over here and nuzzled her face and she purred. I mean, you have to rescue another cat if there's one. It's not a cat. Don't put that on me, Captain Fluffy Paws. What's the first things I said? Raccoon, possum. Now, if it's the raccoon or the possum, I genuinely don't have a problem with them being on my property. I just don't like the idea of them pooping or peeing all over my attic. That's my problem. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I need to get somebody up there. Somebody slim, somebody tall, somebody that can get on a ladder, crawl up there and look around. I know I need a new roof because I live where all the trees are and I have a ton of trees around my house. I want to get a metal roof, but I don't know how much it's going to cost. So I'm trying to plan for that. But either way, the day is getting long and I must get going, children. Because I have things to do because I have work tomorrow. So I'm going to do my exit speech. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I want to thank you guys all for joining me today. Who knows what parasites can carry? Well, anything can carry a parasite, but I would rather have the raccoon and the possum because they eat a lot of bugs and they will prevent other things from coming into the ceiling because they're territorial. So on the one hand, yay. On the other hand, if they break through the ceiling, I am so screwed. But one problem at a time, kids. One problem at a time. Sure, use work as an excuse. Uh-huh. What she means is I'm tired, peasants. Be gone. So anywho, thank you all for joining me today. I was so thrilled to talk to all of you about all these wonderful things going on in the world. But it was good to vent about it. Remember, guys, that I have done a collaboration with Body Honesty Project. You can go and find the link in my my posts on my channel. Remember, if you don't follow me already, go and follow me on Kick. I streamed on there today. I've really got to update this little banner I've got to fix all the different things. Remember to tell people that are important to you that you love them and to be safe. I am still working on the video to come. It's just been a lot. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I thank you so much. Keep an eye on the art channel this afternoon. Definitely posting this comic soon. It's a short one. I will definitely do so. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for not throwing money at me today. And if you do get the urge to throw me money, don't forget, at your request, I do have I should just name it the child support page, but I have a link to an Amazon wish list. You can send me things for my pets. If you go to Discord, it is on the Rescue Me Monday channel. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I will see you all next week. My birthday is next week, but it's on a Thursday. I don't know if I'm working or not. I have yet to decide. I need money, so it's really not feasible right now for me to be taking days off. But either way, guys, I thank you all so much. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here today. Remember to tell people that are important to you that you love them and be safe. So, guys, I love you all. Be safe, and I will talk to you soon.